Hey guys, welcome back to another Mr. Fix-It video. So we're back at it again with the X5 35D. So this thing just rolled over 100,000 miles, and yes, it's still got all original suspension components. So started to have some clunking noise, and we are going to be addressing a couple of stuff that needs to be changed. The strut mounts, the bushing, most likely I'm going to replace the struts too. But right now, this video I'm going to be showing you how to do the sway bar links. So I got the vehicle jacked up on each side, same height, and sitting on jack stands right now. I find it a lot easier to do it this way. Some people, and on some vehicles, yes, you can do the sway bar links just by jacking one side up in the air and working on it that way. But I like to jack up both sides of the vehicle, have it level, then there's no tension on the sway bar. So if I jack up just this side, then the bar is not pushing down on this link and having extra tension on it, so it's a lot easier to remove and install a new one. And this one, at first glance, like, everything looks fine, but I'm gonna show you. I don't know if the camera is gonna pick up. I don't think the camera is gonna pick it up, but there's like a, it's making like a little clunking noise. So the ball inside is pretty much wore out. The grease is probably all kind of dried up because the boot is not tore, so the grease didn't come out of these. Usually when they go bad, you see them with this boot all tore up to pieces, and then debris been getting in there into the actual ball joint and just eating away, and then you start having noise. But this one looks fine, but it's not. Believe me when I say it. So it needs to be replaced. I am going with the male, or however you want to pronounce it, but it's the German heavy duty. They actually have the regular and the heavy duty series, so this is the HD. And I got this one from FCP Euro. I don't remember what the price was, but if I find it, I'll drop it in the description down below so you can go and find it. But it's from FCP Euro. I got both sides, so we're gonna be doing both of them. It's always good to do both sides. And what you need for the job is a 18mm wrench key. Regular key works too, but wrench key would be a lot faster just to get the nut. And then you also need a T40 Torx to hold, because sometimes when you try to get the nut loose, it'll just spin this whole ball joint. It'll just spin inside, and then you can't get it. So you need to have a T40 Torx to hold it in place while you're loosening the nut. And it's the same deal down here. So this is the other end. So put your T40 in the key, and you got plenty of room to work over here. So, and you can see this is the new one. The long bolt is the one that goes on the top, so you can't mistake it. So that's the one that goes through the knuckle. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this out real quick and then show you when it's out the difference between the old and new. So I already did take the nut off on the top and bottom. Just wanted to show you the difference that it makes when you have both sides of the vehicle jacked up in the air, so there's no tension on the sway bar. Yeah, it just comes up like that. So otherwise you might be struggling depending on the vehicle again. But here it is, and I'll try to see if it's gonna make that noise. Can't really pick it up on the Yeah, camera is not picking up really the noise, but the joint inside is very loose. I mean, it's like there's almost no grease. And when you push it all the way out, you can kind of feel it. It's like almost popping inside. So I don't know how else to explain it, but compare that to the new one, how stiff it is. So yeah, and you push it all the way and you don't have that popping sensation that you can feel. So yeah, these are actually yeah, I don't know if the camera picked that up, but yeah, these are completely gone, and you can hear it on the top and bottom. Actually, the boot on this one is starting to crack, but still not bad. By just visual inspection, they look fine, but they're gone. So that's one of the reasons you might have a clunking noise in your X5 suspension. But then the other one that I've noticed is these bushings. So that's gonna be in the next video. We're gonna be replacing these bushings right here that sit right on top of the on the bottom of the strut mount, and then there's another one on top, and these are some type of like a urethane foam type little bushings that did just over time disintegrate and completely fall apart. And if you take your suspension, like sometimes they're not even there. There's no sign of them even being in there, because they just fall apart and completely gone. So there's no trace of it. And some people would replace the strut mount and not even know that there's supposed to be bushings that go in there as well. So it's better to pull a diagram when you're doing suspension. If you don't know what you're doing or you never done one before, just pull a diagram on Google and check to make sure you got all the components needed for the job. But yeah, that is the other issue, like I said, for the clunking. And also the struts themselves, if they leaked out and there's too much play, if they extend out all the way, when you're going over a bump, you hear a clunking over here too. When they extend all the way out, they'll like tap at the end, and it's got like a nasty metal on metal type of noise that it makes. And that's pretty much it, other than the rest of the suspension. The other thing we're going to be doing next is, I mentioned these control arms. I said rear facing. To some people that might be confusing. It's the front lower control arm, and I said rear facing because I was kind of going by where it mounts on the subframe, and it kind of faces towards the back of the car, but it's the front control arm. And then you have the other one in the back that the strut mounts to. So it's the curved front lower control arm that we're going to be replacing in the next video, because of these bushings right here. They tear inside, and you'll feel like your suspension is kind of loose. So when you're like barely moving and you hit the brake, you can feel like the suspension have like a little bit of play in it. And even if you stick your head outside the window, look at your wheel, and you put it in drive, you just let off the brake pedal, so let the car roll forward and then hit the brake, you'll see your wheel is probably going to move. So you're going to see a little bit of a jerk in the suspension when you hit the brake. So most likely your bushings are gone. So this one is not that bad. They're just starting to crack, but I'm gonna go ahead and replace them anyway. And I got the same brand with the heavy duty lower control arms. Actually, they're right here. So, and also I got those from FCP Euro. So those are going to be going on next, so stay tuned for that video. But this is gonna be it. I'm not going to show you the reversal process of installing the the sway bar link, I mean, it's just the same process of the way you pull it out. And yeah, just tighten everything and make sure you don't forget to put the nut and everything back on it, or to tighten it. So stay safe, be blessed, and I'll catch you on the next video. Hope you enjoyed this one and it's been helpful to you. So hit the like for me, and drop a comment down below. I'll see you soon.